In this video, we're going to work on problem 4 from your practice exam. So, in our requirement A, we're supposed to create a pivot table on a new worksheet which summarizes the average credit score and average revolving balance by whether or not the applicant is a homeowner. So to do that, I'm going to click any cell within the list, any cell within our table, and I'm going to click the Insert tab, and then all the way on the left, Pivot Table. So it selected the correct range. I told you to do it on a new worksheet, so select the default for new worksheet, and then I'm going to click OK. And I now have my new pivot table. On this pivot table, I've been instructed to summarize the average credit score and average revolving balance by whether or not they're a homeowner. So normally numerical values are going to go in the sigma values area. So I'm going to drag credit score into the sigma values area, and then I'm going to drag revolving balance into the sigma values area. We'll change those in a moment. And now I'm going to scroll up, and the field homeowner I'm going to drag into the row area. So we can see here that we can see by no and yes whether they're a homeowner. We have the sum of the credit score and the sum of the revolving balance. So in order to change those to average, I'm going to click in the sigma values area. I'm going to click the down arrow next to sum of credit score, and I'm going to click the value field settings. And now instead of sum, we're going to choose average because that was what was instructed in the problem. So make sure I may instruct count or max or min, so make sure you choose the correct one and click OK. So now we have the average of the credit score, whether or not they're a homeowner. Now we're going to do the same for revolving balance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click in any entry in sum of revolving balance, making sure that I'm on the Analyze tab for my pivot table. You can see over here that the active field is the sum of the revolving balance, and I can click the field settings here for the sum of revolving balance, or I could go back to that sigma values area, click the down arrow, and choose value field settings. I did that last time, so this time I will choose the field settings from the active field, and I will choose average instead of sum, and click OK. And I now have my average revolving balance and my average credit score by whether or not they're a homeowner. Now I'm going to click back on the problem 4 worksheet to do part 2 of problem 4. Since I can't see the problem 4 worksheet, I'm going to click the arrows in the bottom left hand corner. That changes the worksheets that you can view without changing the active sheet. Now I can see problem 4. I'm going to click back on problem 4. In part B, we're supposed to create a second pivot table on a new worksheet summarizing the average credit score of customers, summarized by whether or not they are homeowners, and also by the credit decision. So I'm going to click any cell within the table. I'm going to click Insert, the Insert tab. In the Tables group on the left hand side, I'm going to select Pivot Table. I don't have to select the range since I selected a cell within the range. I told you to choose a new worksheet, and we're not going to use the data model. So accept the defaults and click OK. And now we're on our second page. So we're told to do the average credit score. Numbers normally go in the sigma values area. Otherwise the numbers become either column title or row title, which is not what you want. I'll show you what I mean. If I put credit score in the column area, that's what I get. So I actually want it in the sigma values area. So I have my sum of credit score, I'm going to click the down arrow, value field settings, and change that to average because that was what was instructed. Now I'm told by homeowner and credit decision, so I'm going to drag homeowner into the row area, and then credit decision, so decision goes in the row area under homeowner. So we can see if they're not a homeowner, we have the average of the credit score for approve and reject. If they are a homeowner, average of the approve and reject. We can also play around with this and see what happens if we move the decision first. So we have the approve, homeowner no, homeowner yes, reject, homeowner no, homeowner yes. We could even see what happens if we drag either decision or homeowner into the column area. So if I drag homeowner into the column area, I now get approve and reject and homeowner yes and no and a grand total. I can drag homeowner back into the row area and then drag decision into the column area, and now I have homeowner no and yes and approve and reject. Because my instructions were loose, any one of these pivot tables would be acceptable, and we have now finished requirement 2 in problem 4.